Hello one and all, Cosmic Carrie here from Two for Joy Oracle. I'm going to do a lovely little video for you today on the ancient tradition of wassail. So I'm just smudging a little bit. I have smudged before I began, a little bit more smudging going on here. So I want to talk to you about the ancient tradition of wassail, and wassail goes back at least to the 13th century, probably before that time. And wassail is about paying respect and homage to the humble but brilliant apple. It's particularly related to fruit trees, but it is really the apple that we're talking about when we're talking about wassail. And although this isn't technically part of the wheel of the year, it harks back to the old ways, how in centuries, decades gone by, we paid homage, respect, and wanted to send good energy and light to the things that provided us with food. And the humble apple is the great apple, and the wassail is particularly related to looking after the apple tree. And so I thought today we should do a video on wassail. So we said, as I say, dates back to the 13th century, if not before. I think they're some of the earliest records. But really, the wassail is about meeting locals in the village. It would be typically the people who looked after the trees in the orchards. And it's ritual. It's paying respect to and the trees so that the crop that will come in the year will be a good crop, and that it will be bountiful, and that people can live from that crop. And these rituals are always around superstition, fending off bad or dark energies, and welcoming in light energies, energies that will help the trees to stay safe and be fruitful, bear fruits. And because people lived from these crops, particularly apples, and particularly Somerset, which is really the fruit county, one of the fruit counties, particularly of the apple, particularly of the pear, particularly the perry pear, which is an ancient form of pear tree. And so the people and the old ways and the rituals were about protecting the crop, doing something in a ritualistic form to look after the crop. And I'll just talk you through the wassail that I attended on Saturday evening, just down the road in North Cadbury, lovely part of Somerset in southwest England. So we meet either in the day or in the evening, and it was the first evening wassail that I've ever attended. And we met in the evening with our torches and lanterns, and we found our way to the selected apple tree. Now, the apple tree in the thumbnail isn't the apple tree that was wassailed on Saturday. That's my little Bramley apple in the garden here. And I've got a picture of the apple tree which is full of fruit, which I, apropos, wassailed last year, just to show you how great the tree was and how much fruit that beautiful tree bore for me and for us this year. So it's really important. So we meet and we sing. There's normally a wassail maiden, a young girl, often, who has to climb up the tree and give the tree an offering. And on Saturday, the young girl gave the tree some toast, which was quite nice. Soaked in cider, I think. And that's left in the tree as an offering to the tree. And so what we did was we met and we sang, first of all. And I'm going to try, if you can bear with me, to just sing you a little bit of the Wassail Song that we sang on Saturday. So you may want to either turn away ears or eyes for the next 2 minutes. I'm going to try and sing the wassail. This is the ancient wassail song. Old apple tree, we wassail thee, and hoping thou wilt bear, for the Lord doth know where we shall be till apples come another year. To bloom well, to bear well, so merry let us be. Let every man take off his hat and shout to the old apple tree. O apple tree, we wassail thee, and hoping thou wilt bear hatfuls, capfuls, and 3 bushel bagfulls, and a little heap under the stairs. There we go. That's enough of my singing, but that's what we sang to the tree on Saturday night. And so after the Wassail maiden has given the offering of the toast or whatever else they're going to give to the tree, she then pours cider made from the previous year's apples around the tree in a circle. And I did watch on Saturday, and it seemed to be anti-clockwise that she was going, but I don't know if there was method in the madness there. And so it's a libation, a pouring of the cider around the apple tree as part of a wassail ritual and tradition is a libation, an offering to Mother Earth, that the tree will take, drink, and produce. We're looking after the tree in the middle of winter when it is dormant, but we are recognizing this is the dark time of the year, and we pay respect to the apple tree. Then after that, the gathered community around the tree are asked to make lots of noise. There was lots of whoops and wails, and traditionally someone will let off a gun, and again that's very similar to the New Year, letting off of fireworks and guns to scare away bad energies. We don't want bad energies around the apple tree because we want the apple tree to be happy, to blossom, produce lots of fruit, because we have to live from that fruit traditionally in years gone by, for the season, perhaps for many seasons. So we're looking after the crop, as it were. We're protecting the crop. And so we gather, we give libation, we give offering, and we sing. The power of song, and particularly the sung word, is an ancient tradition in centuries gone by, and it's one that's with us now, will continue on into the future. And so it's important that we sing. And what I wanted to do was also draw your attention today to the lovely books of Glennie, Kindred. I will put a link in the description box below this video to her work. She's a lovely person who's done a lot of work with trees particularly, which is why I make reference to her now. And so wilt, which was the old form of the word for apple, and the things that apple signifies for us is love, cleansing, and the other world, the world beyond ours. And I felt it was really, really appropriate to just talk about that for a bit. I did want to draw a card, and so what I'm using today is the wonderful Colette Baron Reid's Mystical Shaman deck, which I've used for a long time, and I'm just going to show that to you there. Of course, available on Amazon and other marketplaces. I love Colette's deck because it speaks to the old ways, the ancient ways, the shamanic ways. And when we say shamanic, I know that Colette is referring to the Native American shamanic, which is on the land mass where she is in America. But we can also refer here to the Celtic shamanic, the ancient tribes of Great Britain, England, Scotland, Ireland and Wales, particularly. So I shuffled the deck, I pre-shuffled before the video, and was very intrigued to see what would come out, and this is what came out for us today on our Wassail chat. Of course, this is what came up, and it completely makes sense. So what came up today is the moon. I love that, the moon. Because of course we have today, we're just pipping over into the waning, or it might even still be full, probably moving towards waning. I think it was the full moon yesterday, and it was the full moon in Cancer, the watery sign of Cancer. So the water signs also being Pisces and Scorpio, which is me. I'm Scorpio rising. So the moon, very appropriate. So it talks to the phases of the moon. So it's very powerful that we do this ritual today at the height, or the just pipping into the wane of the full moon in Cancer, January the 13th, 2025, which is today. So again, it's drawing us to notice our phases of the moon. And this is typically when we do rituals and ritualistic thanks, manifestations, these kinds of things. So it kind of fits in. Number 37, 3 and 7 is 10. Again, it's the end of cycles. And it's the end of cycles, and then we add the 1 and the 0 of the 10, and we get back to 1. So the end of the cycle 10, and then moving around to the 1 at the beginning of the next cycle. And this speaks to the cycle of the growth of the apple tree. And so this is really fitting and wonderful. And so when we think about the wheel of the year, we have January and February, which is, roughly speaking, Imbolc, or Imbolc, either with a C or a G, Imbolc, which tends to be the willow, actually. That is the wood in the tree that we're thinking about at this time of year. But we're bringing in the apple because we're wassailing the apple, and we're paying our respects, giving our love, sending our energy and protection, important protection, to the apple at this full moon in Cancer, which is at this time very auspicious. So I'm going to close the reading, the Wassail read, with a charm from my charming bag, my bag of charms. So let's see what comes out for us. Spirit, please can we have a charm to close our Wassail, January 13th Wassail video on Two for Joy Oracle with Cosmic Carrot. Please, can we have a charm? What have we got? This is nice. I love this. Okay, we've got 3 charms. Meaning it's very auspicious. 3 charms. So, okay. I'll try and hold it up. The first one is Love You. Very tiny little charm. Actually, if I do it this way, it might be better. Tiny little charm that says love. Love you, it says on it. And I do. I love you, my cosmic community at Two for Joy Oracle, my cosmic collective. But this is also the love we're paying to the apple tree during the wassail season, which is now. I love that. So the second sign is, now some of you may make different things from this particular sign, but for me, this is the universal sign, and it's, you are receiving signs from the universe, from the cosmos, from all that is. And this is a little one of these. There is another one of these that's a lot bigger, but this is saying, watch for the little signs that you're going to be getting from the universe at this time. Energies are fluid, move through and around. We move in energies and then move out of them and into other ones. At the moment, the universe is sending us some small signs. I love that. And then the last, we have 3. The last charm I love particularly, and I'll explain why. And this is going to be another video on this subject on its own, a standalone video. We have here a tiny little fox. See if I can get it in the light there. The tiny little fox. Now, what does that mean? Well, we spoke about signs, symbols and synchronicities in this space a couple of days ago. This for me is a very powerful sign. The fox is my main animal totem. So when I get the fox, it means luck is on your side. You're in alignment. You are doing what you're meant to do. We see what you're doing and we like it. I'm just a huge, huge fan of foxes. We live in the countryside here in Somerset where there are lots of wild foxes. And I do all I can to try and protect the foxes and as much as I can. And so this is the universe giving me my sign, my little sign from the universe, being Carrie's cosmic fox animal totem. So I will do a separate video at some point soon on animal spirit guides, animal totem. So watch this space, that will come up. Just want to thank you so much. This has been a longer video than I planned, but I'm really pleased because we had quite a bit to cover on this wassail of 2025, giving our love, our homage, our respect and our protection, divine protection, also called in and asked for from spirit and all that is in the cosmos for our apple trees. So take a moment to look at the description box. I'll put Glennie Kindred's information there. and have a look at that lovely tree, which isn't very old, but it's just, honestly, this last year when we harvested at the end of 2024, the tree's branches were literally bent over with the weight of the apples that the tree produced for us, for me, for the family. And we're just so grateful. I will wassail that tree in the next couple of days, so it'll get its own song and its own libation and its own protection. So, Cosmic Carrie, signing out, saying thank you for being here. Please like, share and subscribe. Please tell your friends if any of this content has interested you, even if it was one tiny thing that leapt out for you, lifted your heart, lifted your spirits, gave you an idea. I'm pleased and bowled over by that. So thank you for taking the time to stay in this space with me. I really value you being here. This channel is for you. It's your channel. It's your sacred space. So tell all your friends, and I will do another video in a couple of days, and I look forward to seeing you then. Be well and peace out.